Well, good morning, folks, and yeah, welcome to the Old Classic Car channel, or perhaps today it should be the Old Classic Lorry channel, or Old Classic Truck channel, because yes, we have a slice of classic commercial vehicle action in today's short video. As you may have spotted, I am quite fond of old commercial vehicles myself, and I noticed while perusing the Malcolm Harrison auction website, they have a couple of fantastic looking old lorries coming up for auction in just a few days time. Now, if you've been around the channel for any length of time at all, you'll know I did pop down there a few weeks ago and I videoed a number of 1980s BMWs which were looking a little bit derelict. They went through auction. There was a Morris Minor Traveller and a few other gems as well. And the opportunity to go and have a look at these two fantastic old lorries. There is a Thornycroft and an AEC. Well, it was just too good a chance to pass up. So let's get over there, go and have a look and see what those two beauties are like in the metal. And here we are, folks, here at Malcolm Harrison Auctions. And here are the two wonderful old lorries that I've come to have a closer look at today. Nearest us is the 1919 Thornycroft, a Type J with a flatbed body, so built just after the Great War, the First World War in 1919, and what a fantastic thing it is too. That is absolutely stunning. Thornycrofts, these were built in Basingstoke, but everywhere you look, lovely, wonderful castings. Just incredible. Look how you can take the radiator piece to take it apart even. But yeah, what a great, lovely old survivor that is. And you can certainly tell the age of it. Just look at the wheels, solid rubber tyres, just like an elastic band almost. There's no air in those, just solid rubber. So that would give you quite a jiggly ride, I would have thought. Big hefty springs, as you'd always find on a commercial vehicle. Yeah, lovely, really nice wings as well. Yeah, very nice detailed, and these look like they were restored completely probably a few years ago now. And here we have the high-tech lighting solutions. Henshaw's, general dealer of Macclesfield. Now, apologies for the reflections. But yeah, this Henshaw's is actually somewhere I did pop into many years ago, because there was a Ford E83W milk float parked outside, and I took some photos of it, and that was probably 30 years ago now. And when I saw that some of the Henshaw's vehicles were coming here to be auctioned off, I thought I really have to come and have a look. But yeah, lovely sign writing, proper gold leaf there, old 1932 tax disc in the window there. What a great thing. Only glazing is the windscreens and these little sort of almost like opera windows, I think you'd call those. Door handle is inside there. But what a fantastic thing. So it's a rigid with a flatbed body on it, twin wheels at the back. Again, no pneumatic tyres here. But everywhere you look, just wonderful detail. And look at that Thornycroft. Yeah, you can tell this one's had the full stripped down repaint and then built back up. Can you imagine driving that day in, day out in all weathers? They were certainly hardy types back in those days. I don't know what the estimates are on either of these trucks, but yeah, wonderful survivors. And everything looks just in period, from the lights, the horn there, the mirror. Yeah, so often you see restored vehicles and then they've got sort of modern lights attached to them, or modern flashing indicators, that kind of thing. Let's just have a quick peer inside. There's the door handle, I assume. Yeah. Yeah. What a great thing. I won't go in, but I'll just poke the camera in. Wow, some work's gone into this. Look at this. Instructions to drivers for running Thornycroft Types J and X vehicles. Now, before starting the engine, fill up radiator, fill up petrol tank, see that the gearbox has sufficient oil, charge all greases on the chassis, and screw right home to prevent loss. Lubricate all brake rod joints, clutch bridle and other working parts. If engine is stiff to turn and cold, ease with a few drops of paraffin through the compression cocks. And to start engine, nearly close the throttle, advance the spark about halfway, switch on and flood the carburettor. So here we got all the instructions there. How to change gear up, change gear down, speed control, chassis valves, dealing with the magneto and the clutch. And there we have the original chassis plate, John Thornycroft and Co Limited, Basingstoke, England. Like I say, this was built in 1919, which is pretty incredible. I'll just carefully put that to. I like that lever. Yeah, what a beauty. And behind it we have another real beauty, an AEC. Now this is a drop side bodied AEC with diesel engine from 1934. Oh, dear blimey. AEC, the Associated Equipment Company, perhaps best known for the Routemaster buses, which operated in London for so many years, but AEC, there's plenty of lorries too, and this is a belter. OY9542, the original London registration. So if we just sneak through here, we can admire this beauty too. Looks like it's been stored for a little while. They both look like they've been stored, dry stored for a little while. So yeah, there you would clean up a treat, I am sure. Got more sign writing down here. Of course, by this point in time, newfangled pneumatic tyres were all the thing, as you can see here. Yeah. J. Henshaw and Son, Macclesfield. Let's just get around the back here, have a quick look. Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what these go for. Some people say fewer people are interested in the older vehicles, the pre-war vehicles, but I'm not so sure. Maybe projects, but I think vehicles that are up and running and restored will always have a steady supply of enthusiastic supporters willing to take them on. I know I would. I'm not quite sure which of these two I would go for. Maybe let me know in the comments which would be your choice. Would you go for this very vintage Thornycroft, which is a stunning vehicle, and there must be so few of these still around anymore? So would you go for that? Or would you go for the slightly later, but not much, AEC over here? So like I say, this is diesel powered. I'm assuming this is some sort of vacuum fuel arrangement, vacuum fuel tank, so engine vacuum draws up the fuel. Is it an auto vac? Could be. But if it's how I'm thinking, vacuum from the engine draws up the fuel into here, and then it runs down there into the engine. Now we've got a slightly more conventional door handle here, so we'll just try that carefully. No, I'm not going to try that too hard. Let's go around here to the driver's side. Let's just see if this one... No, don't want to try anything too hard, so I'll just poke the camera over there. Isn't that lovely? What a fantastic driver's compartment. If only that lorry could talk. I wonder what the history is with it. Interestingly, no side windows on this one either. It's got roll down covers there. which I don't think I've ever seen that before. You either have open-sided cabs or cabs with glazed doors, but I don't think I've ever seen a cab with these roll-down jobs. Yeah, it's very, very interesting, but what a lovely vehicle. I mean, it would have been hard work to operate these when these were current, going up and down the A roads of the country, no motorways in those days. But isn't that just a real beauty? Engine under that big centre cover. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful stuff. Stopping in at the old greasy spoons, the old transport calves on the main A roads. Check your radiator level in the morning. Often before antifreeze was a common thing, you'd have to drain off the water in the engine overnight, otherwise you might come out in the morning to a cracked block in the winter. Then you'd have to refill it before you went. You've got a big hefty starting handle here, and that would certainly keep you well exercised if you had to use that on a regular basis. But yeah, I love the woodwork inside as well. Just fantastic. If you're a fan of classic lorries, please let me know in the comments, because it's a real treat to be able to have a closer look at these two beauties today. Of course, there are one or two vehicles on site here which live here. ERF over there from Sandbach, Gardner powered diesel, and an Atkinson here. Another ERF, Edwin Richard Foden. So yeah, these two, even if they're only temporary residents here at Priest, it's a treat to see them in such good company. But yeah, fantastic. Thanks so much to the people in the office for letting me have a bit of a sneak preview, sneak look around before the auction takes place. I'll pop the auction dates in the description of this particular video, just in case you fancy having a little go at the auction for either of these gems. There is also, which is not yet here, a Ford 100E Saloon. I'm not sure if it's an Anglia or the later Popular. It's a two-door, so I'm not quite sure when that's going to get here. I had hoped it'd be here today, but it's not, but never mind. But it's really these two classic lorries that I wanted to have a particularly close look at, because they are both very, very rare. And even at some of the steam rallies we get to, you don't see either of these models. But yeah, this cab is really unusual, wood framed. All this is wood. But yeah, I've never seen that sort of window arrangement before. Anyway, that's just a quick look. I'll include a link to the auction website and details in the description of this one. Just a quick look around at these two fantastic old lorries. So thanks very much for watching this particular video. I'll also include links to similar videos already here on the Old Classic Car channel. Who doesn't love a classic lorry? If you've got a classic lorry or two and you'd be willing for me to come and do a video about them, no need to mention where they are, your name, etc. But I'm always on the lookout for interesting old commercial vehicles and cars to feature here on the channel. So if you can help, if you've got some interesting vehicles maybe similar to these two here, and you'll be up for me coming over and doing a little video walk around of them, please give me a shout. Either drop a note in the comments or get in touch with me via email, via the Old Classic Car website, the main oldclassiccar.co.uk website. My details are on there. So thanks very much for watching, and there'll be loads more videos along very, very soon. So bye for now.